Hey guys, this is Taff. Welcome. I'm going to talk about why spots come back today. So why spots come back? All right. So basically there's two reasons. Reason number one, it is called capillary action. And I'm sure you've heard the word wicking. So basically the layman term is wicking. And what it is basically the process of drying. So what that means is as the water evaporates, it brings the residue up to the surface. And the reason wicking happens, it's for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons it happens is when a guy pre-sprays, he sees a spot and stain. It may be a spill, like say Coke, soda or something, and then takes the sprayer, pre-spray, and it just jousts the carpet. When that happens, the spot and stain goes inside and it goes into the padding, maybe even in the subfloor. And then when the person cleans it, they clean the surface, they thinking that it came out, it's gonna look beautiful because you cleaned the top, but there's still residue that the pre-spray took down with it. So what'll happen is once the pre-spray takes the spot and stain down and you clean the surface, the rest of that is going to wick up the next day. And usually a sign of wicking is if you had a spot and stain, let's say it was 8 inches. So when it wicks up, it's going to become a little bigger. So usually the signs you're looking for from the customer is that they will usually say, hey, that spot is back, but it's bigger. Usually the indication that it wicked up. And other reasons it happens is also improper wand techniques. For example, the zigzag cleaning, which is with the trigger open and you're zigzagging away, but you're not picking up a V-shaped pattern. And then you think you came back later and you vacuumed over it. But during the time, gravity is working and it's taking that inside. So that will wick up later. And there are other reasons too, but majority of the time it's usually improper wand strokes, and even more common than that is the overspraying, the pre-spray. And number two is kind of interesting. Many people don't know this, even in the industry. It's basically using a non-volatile dry solvent. So basically, what that means is when you have a spot or a stain that is oil-based, and in order to get that out, you need a solvent, a non-volatile dry solvent, to be able to remove it. But the unique thing about non-volatile dry solvents are they're actually going to remove it, but they're going to leave the residue behind. So you need to make it volatile so it evaporates. And what happens is when you use a non-volatile dry solvent, like for example to remove paint, you've got the paint out, but now the residue is left behind. So when the customer walks on it, it's going to attract new dirt. And that's usually indication when the customer calls you, oh, that spot came back, usually like 3 days later, but it's from them walking on it. And the spot isn't bigger. So that's your indication that if it's about the same size as it was when you took it out and you left the solvent on there, then it's attracted new dirt. And it's basically a problem of you not rinsing it out completely. Unfortunately, you can use some water and think that it's going to rinse out, but it's not going to completely rinse out with water because it really needs a volatile dry solvent to remove that. So let's just talk about some examples. This is a non-volatile dry solvent. So paint, oil, and grease removers that you get, all different kinds. If you just use them by themselves, they're going to leave a residue. The residue is going to attract dirt. This company, CTI, sells a two-part solution. So this one will remove your spot and stain, and this one will remove the residue from this. And then the Magic Wand solution is kind of cool too. It's both types of ingredients, volatile and non-volatile, mixed together. Unfortunately, they want to separate from each other because that's just the nature of them. So you have to make sure you shake this up really well before you use it. And the volatile in it will help the non-volatile evaporate, so you don't have residue issues. And that would be it. Thank you for your time.